North Attleboro Community Television, North TV Sports presents the high school football playoffs, the MIAA Division 3A semifinals. The Dighton-Rehobeth Falcons take on the Bishop Feehan Shamrocks. Welcome everyone, Peter Gay along with Jason Arundale. Jason will be on the sidelines. Steve and I will be in the nice heated press box here at Tiger-Alexo Stadium in Taunton. The Dighton-Rehobeth Falcons, the Bishop Feehan Shamrocks, deja vu. These two teams met 3 years ago on this field. Bishop Feehan with a big victory, but it's DR that comes in with the 9-1 record, while the Shamrocks are at 8-2. Jason, give me two players to watch for this DR team.
Well, I really like the quarterback play of number 12, Nathan Kowalski. He doesn't throw the football a lot, but he's very efficient and doesn't make a lot of mistakes. But the guy to look for tonight, especially if the conditions stay the way they are, is number 25, Kyle Rose. Coming off a 3-touchdown performance on Thanksgiving, I look for him to get the ball a lot today.
Bishop Feehan Shamrocks have a number of players to watch. Steve has seen the Shamrocks a couple of times this season. Steve, who does DR have to stop?
Yeah, it's a three-headed monster in the backfield, and primarily Bishop Feehan likes to run the ball. It's Matt Allen, number 22. He's approaching 1,000 yards on the season. He averages over 7 yards a carry, and then you have Isaiah Douglas and also Matt Glebus, one of the captains of this team. All of them average over 7 yards a carry, so a good line up front, but again, Matt Allen's the key. He gets so much speed, very active, and in big games, similar to last year when they lost to Bourne, he's always very active and exciting.
The Dighton-Rehobeth Falcons have been to the MIAA playoffs twice over the last few years. Each time they've gone up against an Eastern Athletic Conference opponent. Bishop Feehan back in 2009, Somerset back in 2010. In those two games, they were blown out, giving up 70 points. Dave Driscoll and the Falcons hoping for better luck tonight against Kurt Smith and his Shamrocks. The opening kickoff, the MIAA playoffs on North TV coming up.
Have you ever wondered how your town's government operates? Do you know how the local boards work? Inside Your Government on North TV answers those questions and more by taking a deeper look into the daily, weekly, and yearly workings of the people and boards that make up North Attleboro town government. From RTM to the State House, we cover it all. Inside Your Government on North TV's Community Channel Comcast 15 and Verizon 24, and on the Government Channel Comcast 98 and Verizon 23. North TV, bringing the community into your home.
Hey.
Ready to go?
Yeah, but the fire's not out.
Close enough.
Huh. Close enough? If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. I mean, the next thing you know, you've torched our whole neighborhood.
Which is why we're not going anywhere?
Exactly. 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We are ready to go. Van Allen ready to tee it up for the Bishop Feehan Shamrocks. The Dighton-Rehobeth Falcons won the toss, and they have decided to send Paul Costa back deep, receive the football to start out this Division 3A semifinal game. The winner will play at the home of the New England Patriots, Gillette Stadium, this Saturday night, an 8 o'clock start. If the Shamrocks win, we will be there with them. The kick taken at the 17-yard line. Good return by Costa up to the 30-yard line, and that's where the Dighton-Rehobeth Falcons will start out. First down and 10. Short kick that Costa had to come a long way for. Able to return it up to the 30 on the stop. Desmond Cornetta for the Shamrocks. Quarterback, of course, as Jason mentioned, Nathan Kowalski. You see Dighton-Rehobeth really bunches it up at the line of scrimmage. Handoff will come to the right halfback. That's Mike Mello. Mello is off to the races. Being chased from behind. Mello on the first play from scrimmage will go into the end zone. Touchdown. How about that for a start, Steve? Wow.
Mello looked like he was scoffed up in the middle right here, just all converted, but you see number 10 bouncing out. No tackling. in that scrum. Mello goes 70 yards for the touchdown, and what a way to start off the game for the Falcons. A team that comes in averaging just over 13 points. They need a lot of offense against this explosive Bishop Feehan team. They got on the board early.
Zach Reed, the PAT, and Dighton-Rehobeth is off to a 7-0 start. First play from scrimmage, Mike Mello appeared to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, but then was off to the races. And Dighton-Rehobeth up 7-0.
Boy, look at the weather coming down here. Dighton-Rehobeth is this team, you read about them, follow them throughout the season, haven't seen them play in person, but the underdog, game in and game out, they find a way to win. Coach Driscoll and his staff preparing the kids. Coach Driscoll's had a number of quality teams over the years, and he knows how to put kids in position to make plays, and right there, Mello, not being tackled, bounces outside. A very exciting first play from the scrimmage for the Falcons.
Isaiah Douglas, Matt Allen, you saw back deep for the Shamrocks. Zach Reed, after adding the PAT, set to kick off for Dighton-Rehobeth. Dave Driscoll and the Falcons could not have asked for a better start. Kick will come down to Allen at his own 15-yard line. Returns it up across the 30, 35, brought down at the 38-yard line, and Bishop Feehan will start out with excellent field position, trailing 7-0. And Steve, the rain is changing to snow again.
Yeah, I think we might see snow as the approach 8 o'clock here, and as the temperatures start to drop, make for an exciting atmosphere for a high school semifinal game here in Taunton.
Handoff will come up the middle to Glebus. No room at all. Pickup of maybe one. Let's give him 2 on the play. So a 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Shamrocks.
A few weeks back, Glebus had his best game of the season rushing the ball against Coyle Cassidy. His fan went on to dominate that game. Glebus comes in this game 351 yards on the ground.
Pitch will come to Allen. Allen follows some blocks. Allen is in the open. Allen trying to get to the corner, does, but will be bumped out of bounds at the 19-yard line. A touchdown saving tackle by the Falcons.
Yeah, I couldn't get the numbers, either 28 or 29. It was either Morris or Terrialt. But you're going to have a great shot right here. Allen just stepping out of bounds right there. The official on the play, right there to make the call. Actually, it was number 25. My apologies. That was Kyle Rose. Taking a good angle to get. Not easy to take down, though, with the speed and quickness of Matt Allen.
Allen up the middle. Will get inside the 15-yard line. Will be a pickup of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5.
Another shot right here. Allen just getting those tough yards up the middle. Actually, that was... Not sure if that was Allen or... Either way, positive yards for Bishop Feehan.
Romero will keep it. And Feehan doing an excellent job with the ball fake there. I lost who had the football, but not our, no. Our cameraman, George Wright, with the right player. Pickup of 4 by Romero and a big 3rd down and 1.
3rd down, four down territory inside the 10 here. Still can pick up the 1st down. It's a nice comeback drive here for the Shamrocks with a big play by Matt Allen to set up a potential touchdown.
Handoff up the middle. Shamrocks pick up the 1st down on the carry for Bishop Feehan. Was Matt Pisano. So it'll be a first down and goal for the Shamrocks at the 5-yard line.
Some good blocking up front. So many weapons on the Shamrock team. Start getting focused on one, then they have a number in the arsenal.
Hand off to Glebus. Glebus close to the goal line, will be shy, and a second down and less than a yard coming up for the Shamrocks, who are about to make this a 1-point game.
Yeah, running the wishbone. Glebus following his blocks. Just short of the goal line. Really quieting this DR crowd down. We're on the DR side of the field and very excited after that first play in offense.
Romero will keep it himself and easily get into the end zone. And Feehan answers, and it did not take long. 7-6, DR up by 1.
Well, Feehan comes in here with a 7-game win streak, and this is how they did it. Just pushing the ball, running the ball. Every once in a while, Romero will throw the ball downfield. He's very capable. He's got a strong arm, but the bread and butter of this team is just the running and the big line up front. Really like to push the defense around.
The PAT is up and good. Matt Allen makes it a 7-7 game. Which, if you're Dighton-Rehobeth, here comes the sneak again by Romero, easily getting into the end zone. Steve, I'm not sure DR wants to get into a slugfest with the Shamrocks.
No, but I think that's why they really wanted to get the ball first. They really wanted to control the line of scrimmage and kind of, if you will, punch Bishop Feehan in the face early and try to make some of this game early and let them know they're going to be in for a dogfight. That's the way DR's played all season. What they didn't expect is a touchdown of 70 yards by Mello, but they'll take it. Team that comes in the game scoring just over 13 points, giving up 20 points a game. But they definitely want to get the ball, have a nice sustained drive right here.
Back deep again for the Falcons is Paul Costa, awaiting the kickoff from Allen. It'll be interesting to see if he moves up a little, and he's doing that now because the first kick from Allen came down at about the 12-yard line. So 7-7, 6:36 left. Costa will take it off of a hop, gets to the corner, to the 20, to the 25, across the 30, and tackled, stood straight up. Perfect form tackling by Kyle McCann, but not before Costa gets up to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, Costa could have snuck out of bounds here at the end of this run, but picks up a few more yards with some great effort. Costa's one of those versatile players on the offensive side of the ball for DR, and he's able to catch the ball, run the ball a little bit, but comes in with 25 catches for 439 yards, so a favorite target of your quarterback, Kowalski.
I said the 36-yard line, actually the 38, where DR will take over. They only had one play offensively on their last possession. Falcons looking to throw, and the pass will be incomplete on the coverage. Isaiah Douglas seemed to get in there just a tad early, not called by the officials. Let's see.
Douglas does a great job. I think it was a nice play. He wraps it, knocked the ball away. Ooh, maybe a hair early, but I think that's just good coverage right there. Good throw by Golowski, just nice defensive play from the Shamrocks. And you look at the Shamrocks, one of the strengths of the Shamrocks defense is their experience in the defensive backfield. They have 12 interceptions in the season. That's outstanding.
That one almost intercepted. Shamrocks getting pressure on Nathan Kowalski. And the Falcons fortunate there, they did not turn the ball over.
Yeah, Kowalski, pressure coming from the outside, closing quick. That ball was up for grabs in the middle of the field. Only one green jersey in the area.
Where's Matt Luigi when you need him, Steve? I tried to do stats, but it's not going to happen. Interesting, Steve. DR the 70-yard run on their first play from scrimmage, resulting in a touchdown. Then they come out, three straight passes on their next possession, and 2 of them were almost intercepted.
Yeah, 3 of them were actually, because right there, Isaiah Douglas, once again, good coverage, so it's going to force a punt here, but you mentioned it, Peter. Come out, you run 70 yards on one play down the field, your next possession, 3 pass plays, in a situation where we had mentioned you want to keep this Shamrock offense off the field, and you use some of that clock.
Back deep is Matt Allen, number 22. Punting the ball, Riley McDonald. Fair catch called by Allen at the 33-yard line. And Feehan once again will start out in good field position.
Coach Smith giving instructions to Romero. Coach Smith mentioned in the Sun Chronicle how much his team was looking forward to this, and his comment was, we've been thinking about this game for 365 days now. We're looking for redemption. Talking about last year's defeat at Bridgewater Raynham against Barnstable, 22-14.
Broken play. Romero will keep it himself. Still pick up 3 yards on the play, so a 2nd down and 7. Shamrock's fortunate there. They did not turn the ball over because that, you see the collision. Whoa, very close. And it was Romero unable to get a hold of that ball that resulted in the play being broken, and very fortunate not to cough it up in the process. This the 2nd game being played at Tiger-Alexo Stadium, 28-7 Barnstable. The win, they move on to the Saturday playoff Super Bowls at Gillette Stadium. Big run by Allen, who gets across the 50-yard line, and a 1st down and 10 for the Shamrocks. The question, Steve, for DR, can they stop Bishop Feehan? If they are able to do so, they've got a shot. If they can't, they're in big trouble.
Yeah, and shifty running back, Allen, very athletic. We talked about it, active, good balance, good vision down the field, and he's got breakaway speed. And you give him a little bit, he's going to take a lot.
We'll head down to Jason Arundel. Not after this play, but the play after that. Because Allen almost broke one for a touchdown there. As a matter of fact, if Jason's ready, we'll slide down to him now. Jason?
Thanks, Peter. It wasn't a minute before Dighton-Rehobeth put points on the board, and I was over on the Feehan sidelines. Kurt Smith looked over to his players as if to say, hey, we still have 43 minutes left. And what did they do? They went out and they had a pretty good drive on their first attempt, almost forced a turnover here, and it looks pretty good on this drive here.
Thank you, sir. Kurt Smith, forgetting that they are 10-minute quarters in the playoffs and Super Bowl, so he only had 39 minutes left. If he waits till the last 4 minutes, he's in big trouble. Jason giving me the signal. That was me who had it wrong. 2nd down and 6 coming up for the Shamrocks. There's Kurt Smith over on the far sideline. Steve, I've had the pleasure the last couple of years to sit next to Kurt Smith at the Attleboro Area Football Hall of Fame banquet, and boy, what a class act. Douglas on the carry, tripped up. Nice play defensively, and a big one by Kyle Rose for the Falcons.
Yeah, Kyle Rose made a touchdown-saving stop on the first series with Matt Allen right there. Looked like Isaiah Douglas was going to get outside, but Rose with a solo tackle. Big 3rd down play for the Shamrocks. 4-down territory probably is, with confidence that Coach Smith has with his defense, but big play here early on.
So 3rd down and a long 4 for the Shamrocks. Pitch will come to Douglas. Douglas has the 1st down. Douglas dragging Falcons all the way down to the 15-yard line. And Steve, the 3-headed monster you were talking about in the pregame.
It's really impressive. You got Douglas, who's close to 500 yards in the season coming into the game, and he's found the end zone multiple times. And Matt Allen, we've seen him had a number of big runs here early on, over 1,000 yards in the season now. And Matt Glebus, one of the captains of this team, approaching 400 yards. I mean, there's just so many weapons, and Romero's more than capable of tucking one under and going for a big run, too.
First down and 10, handoff to Glebus. Glebus will get down to about the 11-yard line. Let's give him a pickup of 5. 2nd and 5 coming up.
You look at the stats for Romero. I mean, he's able to throw the ball. We've seen him throw the ball in some games, and he's only thrown 22 completions on the season because they do this. They just grind you out. They got a big offensive line. Coach Smith is very confident in his defense, and you look at the weather and the inclement weather. This is Bishop Feehan football here. Run it, pound it, and play good defense.
Handoff to Allen. Allen bobbing and weaving down to about the 7-yard line. So a 3rd down and 2 coming up for Bishop Feehan.
3rd down and short.
Nice job by Glebus right there, taking out the end. And again, we talk about giving Matt Allen a little bit of space, and he's going to pick up some big yards. And it's a good block by Glebus.
Shamrocks again. It's Allen. Allen gets through the hole, through the line, and into the end zone. Touchdown.
Bishop Feehan, number 22.
Peter, they're making it look easy on offense here.
Takes it to the end zone.
Nothing fancy. Not trying to throw the ball. They've got something that's working, and his number's number 22, and it's Matt Allen. Shifting to the outside, untouched into the end zone.
And Allen delivers the PAT, and we are at 14-7 now with 1:45 left here in the first quarter. Here's the touchdown again. Matt Allen getting through the line of scrimmage into the end zone, touchdown, and the Shamrocks on top now 14-7 with 1:45 left here in the first quarter. Boy. You know, next time our camera people complain, I'm going to say, remember the man who had to hold his own umbrella? You guys are in the press box.
Coach Driscoll looking for some answers here early on when it's so exciting to start off the game. Now we're already down 14-7, still in the first quarter.
Shamrocks up by 7, 1:45 left. Kick will come down to Mike Mello. Mello already has one long run this evening. This time we'll get back to the 30-yard line.
It was Benjamin Kenny, the nice tackle, number 44. So Desmond Cornetta finishing off the play.
So let's see if Dighton-Rehobeth keeps the ball on the ground this possession. They do. Handoff will come near side. Not a lot of room, but able to squeeze out a couple of yards is Kyle Rose. 2nd down and 8 coming up.
Peter, I think they're forced to keep the ball on the ground here now. They really need to have a long, sustained drive, or at least move the ball down the field, take out some of this clock, get into the second quarter on this drive for sure.
Passing, 2nd down, throwing, pass overthrown, intended for Dan Kudo. And if Kudo had been able to make that catch, he might have been looking at 6 points.
I think it was actually Tyler Lehane, tight end. He's a big target, 6'3", 215.
Is that 88? Or you're right, Tyler Lehane. Lighting's not too good here in our booth.
I know. Yeah, well, I can see why over our head, but Lehane's one of those threats blocking and receiving the ball from his tight end position for the Falcons. It's coming up short right there.
Plenty of time. Throwing downfield is Kowalski. Pass is caught by Lehane, but he will be shy of the first down, and a 4th down and 1 coming up for Dighton-Rehobeth at their own 39-yard line. And this is why the coaches make the big bucks on the high school level. And
yeah, you got to punt this away. Too early.
Falcons will punt the football away. Second time they have done so. Allen will once again call for the fair catch at his own 25-yard line with 13 seconds left here in the first quarter, excuse me. Wishful thinking, and I'm inside.
Yeah, it looks nasty out there. I'm glad I'm inside. Good look right there at the line, who's doing a fantastic job here through the first quarter.
Unless this is a pass, this will do it for first quarter action. Allen tripped out. What a play defensively. Is that Mike Mello again? Mello is 5'7", 145 pounds.
That's soaking wet, Peter. And he is right now.
He turns in the big offensive play of the quarter for the Falcons and the big defensive play as well to end it. 14-7. Feehan leads DR. Back with the second quarter after this.
A Town of Faith on North TV takes you inside the many churches that make up the spiritual fabric of North Attleboro. We'll take you on a tour of the building and grounds, as well as delve into the historical aspects that make each congregation so unique. We'll talk to the clergymen and women of each church to get a feel for not only the physical aspects of the church, but also the basic spiritual beliefs behind each religion. A Town of Faith, exclusively on North TV's Community Channel, Comcast Channel 15, and Verizon Channel 24.
You promised me the world. Is this what you had in mind?
Every choice we make has a consequence. Help EarthShare and its members restore balance to the world. Visit earthshare.org and see what you can do. EarthShare, one environment, one simple way to care for it.
Second down, 13 for the Shamrocks. It's Douglas on the carry. Douglas will get up to the 36-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage, and a third down and 10 coming up for Dighton-Rehobeth. Excuse me, for the Shamrocks. Dighton-Rehobeth looking to get the football back, make their first defensive stop in this game.
Shamrocks haven't thrown the ball yet. And even on some third down plays, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, they've converted via the run. Watch number 88, Zachary Forget.
Romero will keep it himself. Romero up to the 50-yard line. What a fake by Romero. And I'll tell you, the back coming through really sold the fake, and that's what sucked in the DR linebacking crew.
Another good look at him. He really just flies and floats with the back through the middle. Once he sees it doesn't have anything, pulls it back. That's just a killer right there for the DR defense, who had a couple nice plays.
So Dighton-Rehobeth was close to getting off the field defensively, but Romero, the big run, Romero will keep it again, get down to the 46-yard line, pick up a 4 on the play.
Romero taken down, number 88.
Great camera work by Jeff Carr, one of the best in the business. Second down and 6. split to the near side is Christian Cook, the Shamrocks wide receiver. Dighton-Rehobeth did not get back, so a free play for the Shamrocks. And they picked up the first down on the run, so they will decline the penalty. You'll see right there, jumping and not getting back was Liam Hoy.
Good job by Cuddy, the center.
Seamus Cuddy.
Hiking that ball just as DR was offsides, making it easy on the officials.
Shamrocks will add another Matt Allen into the end zone touchdown, a 39-yard TD run, and Feehan leads this one now 20-7 with 7:42 left here in the first half.
And watch number 70, Beisner. He comes out, makes one block on the end, what a nice solid hit, and that just frees up Matt Allen to scoot 39 yards untouched into the end zone. Allen showing why he's a leader of this Bishop Feehan Shamrock team.
Allen makes it 21-7 with 7:42 left here in the first half.
Once again, watch number 70 come over, and it's a big hit right there. It takes out the backer, actually. Nice job sealing the end. Allen finds just a little bit of room, and with that speed and great balance, able to get in the end zone.
Crowd microphone over on this side of the field, the DR side, not picking up too much noise now, Steve.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was loud after that first play, but since then, give a lot of credit to the Shamrock team in white tonight. They've played exceptional. Coach Smith and his staff have to be thrilled the way this team bounced back for early deficit. There were 21 unanswered points on the board, and there's plenty of time here with 7:42 left in the second.
You saw the rain coming down as Paul Costa ready to receive this kick. Kick to Costa at his own 4-yard line. Up across the 20, will be brought down there at the 26-yard line. And DR, Steve, still a lot of time left in this game, but they need to make something happen.
Yeah, they need to, again, have a long, sustained drive, and obviously they need to score, but even a long, sustained drive to take some time off this clock. Right now they're playing against Tufo. It's Bishop Feehan, the offense, but the clock, that thing just can't burn enough seconds right now.
Handoff, left side, no room. And Steve, and we just talked about this, but if the Falcons don't do something soon, they're looking at the type of score they did back in 2009.
Oh yeah, there's no question. That was lopsided, and that was the type of game that was over at halftime too. It was a lot of the same excitement surrounding the game, and then the game happened, and the Shamrocks ran all over DR that game.
If you're Dave Driscoll and the Falcons, you want a touchdown, but you want to take some time off the clock, go into the locker room trailing 21-14, and then you get the ball you kick off to start out second half play. That's why I'm a big fan of deferring the option to the second half.
Yeah, that momentum swing we talked about on Thanksgiving, it worked so effectively for North Attleboro, scoring before the half and coming out and scoring again, put that game away. Yeah, last time these two teams played in 2009, it was 42-13.
Dighton-Rehobeth against the Eastern Athletic Conference in these playoffs have been outscored 70-13. And Kowalski under pressure, trying to hook up with Costa, incomplete. And the Falcons will be forced to punt the football away. In hindsight, that 4th and 1 at the 39, if you know you're a big underdog, you try to make something happen in the early going. But I mean, who in their right mind would have gone for it? It's easy to say now.
Absolutely, and we're questioning whether you want to keep the ball on the ground, but they can't get anything going on the ground, and they're a passing team, almost balked by Glebus.
The fair catch called by Matt Pisano. Watch how close Glebus gets to this punt.
Ooh, oh, fingertips.
Fingertips indeed.
Romero had the second biggest run of that previous drive with pick up the first down on the 3rd and 10.
So let's see if the Shamrocks can make it 4 for 4 here in the first half. They will. Matt Allen again will go the distance for the touchdown.
53 yards. I think it was the same play they just ran. Previous touchdown. And Matt Allen should be thanking number 72. That's a guy who keeps on making some big blocks. One of the captains, Mitchell Martin. Then it's just speed racing to the end zone.
And Allen adds the PAT. So Matt Allen has done it again, this time from 53 yards, getting through the line of scrimmage, then into the open field and simply outracing the secondary of the Falcons. Bishop Feehan now leading 28-7, still 6:22 left here in the first half. Wow.
Yeah, that's impressive. And Matt Allen, he's approaching 200 yards of rushing offense alone. Coach Driscoll mentioned in the Sun Chronicle, this is the most athletic team that the Falcons will have faced all season, and they're seeing it firsthand. And Peter, I think a lot of it goes back to the schedule. I know Fan takes some lumps early in the season, but you look coming into this game, they've won 7 in a row. They beat the teams they're supposed to beat, and the teams that they played early in the season, whether it was a North Attleboro and Attleboro, 2 teams they lost to, the rivalry games for them in the area, they became a better team after those losses, and they almost beat North Attleboro. They really, as we mentioned during the season, that was when North Attleboro, unfortunately for them, caught the injury bug.
Costa maintains his composure and will return the ball up to the 34-yard line. 24-yard line, excuse me. Not much going Dighton-Rehobeth's way here in the first. Handoff, right side, and you can see Feehan just dominating the offensive line of the Falcons. They were 2 yards in the backfield. You'll see the penetration right here. And finishing high, Seamus Cuddy.
But give a lot of credit to the linebackers on that one. That was Cornetta, number 37, also Glebus coming in, making the initial contact.
Little swing pass, now throwing downfield, but the Shamrocks don't bite. Broken up defensively by Matt Pisano. Nice job by the Shamrocks secondary not to bite on the fake. Kyle Rose trying to get behind them, had a step, but would have had to have been a perfect pass to get it to him.
Yeah, and you don't see on that replay, but Andrew Briggs, number 20, the linebacker, he actually came up and was hitting the receiver off the line of scrimmage, and it really didn't allow the receiver to get off the line of scrimmage as quick as he wanted to get behind the defense. So all the way around, it's knowing where your position is, knowing your assignment. Right there, Briggs doing the ultimate thing. He's not going to get credit for knocking the ball away, the possible interception. Right here, you see Briggs right underneath there, and that just slowed up the receiver just enough. Thrown underthrown. It's a nice defensive play. For offense, defense, special teams, is it very impressive first half here for the Shamrocks.
Teach the positive principles of life, self-discipline, perseverance.
Coach Smith and Coach Driscoll, they've bumped heads a few times in the football field when Coach Smith was at Somerset, and obviously in the previous semifinal appearance in 2009. Actually, I don't think Coach Smith was here in 2009, was he?
No, that was Tony Woods.
Yep. To the year after.
Falcons throwing, trying to thread the needle into Paul Costa. Broken up by Isaiah Douglas, and Dighton-Rehobeth will punt the football away. Still 5:22 left here in the first half.
Kowalski's he's gonna be thinking, okay, now when we run the ball, all I see is white jersey at the line of scrimmage, and when I throw the ball, I'm throwing into triple coverage every time, as Isaiah Douglas was able to almost come up with the interception.
Probably next time he takes the field, ask the officials, would you count how many guys
Absolutely.
they have out there? And that one almost blocked as well. Line drive, taken on a bounce by Pisano. Pisano spins, but right into the arms of a couple of Falcons. And Feehan with the ball at the 50-yard line. 5:09 left here in the first quarter. Steve, I would think one more touchdown would do it.
Yeah, you look at this DR team coming in, they've only scored just over 13 points a game and given up 20, and I just don't think there's enough offense in the field for DR to put up another 3 touchdowns plus.
That shot we just had, Isaiah Douglas brought down. Nice play defensively by Jacob Texera. That shot we just had of the Feehan section, I believe the man in the middle of that shot was George Milo, wearing his Notre Dame attire. Where was he? I thought he was over to the left. He was standing up. But George Milo, it was announced today, principal on an interim basis, has agreed to stay on for a second year. Pass incomplete, almost pulled in. Would have been a nice grab by Christian Cook for the Shamrocks.
Christian Cook, only a sophomore, 6 foot 151. Good looking ball right there in the rain by Romero. Just kind of ran out of real estate, did Cook. First pass of the game for the Shamrocks.
Allen, no, it's Douglas again. Douglas will go into the end zone, touchdown.
Number 21, Isaiah Douglas, on the scoring scamper for the Shamrocks.
Isaiah Douglas just right up the middle. Little counter, you see Martin and also number 64, Connor Payne, coming over. No one to block. It was good blocking up front. Isaiah Douglas does the rest, 50 yards out.
Extra point is good. And Bishop Feehan
So 35-7.
extends its lead over Dighton-Rehobeth, 35-7, with 4:12 remaining until the half.
Well, Steve, looks like we will be working on Saturday night, 8 o'clock, Gillette Stadium. I've got a flight the next morning leaving at 5:15.
Shouldn't be a problem. Boy, I mean, we've seen a number of games when offenses get rolling, but you just didn't expect a blowout like this.
Yeah, this is ugly. I mean, Shamrocks aren't doing anything fancy.
No, they're really not. I mean, they've only thrown the ball once, and they're just running between the tackles and bouncing. And you got to give a lot of credit to that front line of the Shamrocks. Cuddy, Barth, Payne, Biesner, Martin, tight end Zachary Forget.
Paul Costa had a seam momentarily. Will get up to the 26-yard line. Boy, the way this one started out, the 70-yard touchdown run by Mike Mello, I thought for a second, okay,
yeah,
maybe this is the year DR comes away with the win, but I mean, and one would argue, if you're a supporter of the Shamrocks, that even that play was somewhat of a broken play. There was no room up the middle, and he just, on his own, bounced it to the outside and surprised the Shamrock defenders.
Michael Mello on the carry brings up second down.
See Mello skirt around the outside, picking up 5 yards.
Steve, I've done MIAA Super Bowls in the past where it's been a running clock in the second half. We might be looking at that at the start of third quarter play.
Good coverage once again by the Shamrocks. I believe that was Cornetta, number 37, from his linebacker position, coming out, taking that wingman, basically the running back, and that's set for the Falcons. And good coverage to the outside in the flats.
Presentation and production of the Dighton-Rehobeth award-winning marching band, led by Mr. Doug Kelly.
Third down and 5 for the Falcons. This one will be thrown away, as once again under pressure was Nathan Kowalski. And coming in almost untouched was, I believe, what was that, Barth? Tough to tell. 53, 55. It was a blur. He was going.
He was a blur. He got clipped at not clipped, but he got a little block at the legs at the end to take the pressure off Kowalski. And then after he got rid of the ball, Cuddy put him hard to the rug.
And Feehan will get the ball again at midfield. You know, it's a shame this Dighton-Rehobeth team, they open up the season with a loss to Somerset. Then they go on a roll the rest of the season. Some big wins in South Coast Conference play, defeating Wareham 21-8, Bourne 27-26. The victory on Thanksgiving Day over Seekonk 21-7. You get so excited about the opportunity to make the playoffs and possibly play at Gillette Stadium, and midway through the second quarter, so, oh man.
Fortunately, they've been here before, but 2009, 2010, 2012. So Coach Driscoll's nothing to be disappointed at with this program. Fortunately, he's played some very difficult games when he gets to the semifinals here.
Third down and 5 for the Shamrocks. Allen will be stopped shy of the first down. And will be interesting to see what the Shamrocks do here. The merciful thing would be to punt the football.
Yeah, I think I gotta take a timeout here. Or take the.
Well, they are asking to switch the football. One of the Shamrock players came onto the field. I don't know if we caught that, but he came onto the field with the football, and he was going to go switch it himself.
It was number 38.
And Feehan will take a timeout. Nick Rizk. That would have been a major no-no.
That would have been like, say, in an NFL game when you're playing in Miami and the sprinklers go on.
How about that? Sprinklers are on tonight. You can see a mix of rain and snow. Jason Arundale is down on the sidelines. Jason, we saw the new ball coming into the game. Weather having anything to do with DR's problems?
I got to tell you, I was just listening to Coach Dave Driscoll on the sidelines, and he was really frustrated that they're not covering up those gaps. They're not closing those gaps. Feehan's finding these holes, and they're just moving the football. Another thing I kept hearing on the sidelines is DR is not moving. They're not having group efforts to the football. A lot of players are just standing on the sideline, not standing on the sidelines, excuse me, standing on the field, just watching the action happen in front of them. A very defeated attitude right now.
Well, some of those runs, it looked like a number of the Falcons were on the sideline as Shamrock simply ran straight up the gut. So fourth down, Shamrocks will go for it here. Allen has the first down, will get down to the 34-yard line. 1:18 left. They stop the clock to move the chains.
Good enough for first down yardage for the Falcons. Shamrocks. Ball squad on the 34-yard line, first down and 10.
Shamrocks passing. Romero, swing pass to Glebus. Glebus knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line, almost knocking over our Jeff Carr.
Going to come right at him right here. See if Jeff Carr holds his ground and how long. As you see Glebus trying to get every ounce of yardage.
Ball squad on the 21-yard line.
Nicely done.
.55 seconds left. Glebus able to get out of bounds. It's Douglas on the carry. Douglas cuts it up. Douglas down to the 3-yard line.
Isaiah Douglas in the carry for Bishop Feehan. Takes the ball around inside the 5.
Steve, I will be very surprised if we don't see a running clock in the second half.
I agree. I mean, you got linemen coming over to make blocks on the field with no one there to block.
Well, one has to wonder just how strong the South Coast Conference was this year. Pisano will get into the end zone, touchdown. 41-7.
Pisano gets his turn in the end zone.
It'll be interesting to see once the Dighton-Rehobeth band performs at halftime. That kick is upended is good. How many of the Falcon faithful will remain? Shamrock fans are loving every second of this.
Extend their score, 42-7. Number 26, Matthew Pisano, with that touchdown for Bishop Feehan.
Public address announcer is starting to lose his voice. He's called so many Shamrock touchdowns. I mean, Steve, it was 42-13 years ago. There's the PA announcer there.
Yeah, it was 42-13.
And that was for 40 minutes. We've only played 1937.
Now we got 42-7. Falcons lost to Somerset in the 2010 semifinal game, 28-0.
Costa still on his feet. I thought there was a penalty marker down. It was the gold shoes of one of the Falcons, Kyle Arrieta, with the gold shoes. Looked just like a flag.
Dighton-Rehobeth takes over on the 29-yard line. First and 10, 15 seconds remain.
I can hear one lone voice, Steve. Come on, DR!
Yeah. They're not going to give up.
"10 seconds left, and Dighton-Rehobeth will call a timeout. Jacob Junker
Number 44, Benjamin Kenny.
with the carry. 2nd down and 4 coming up for the Falcons.
I don't know what to say about that timeout, Peter.
Steve, I was excited before this game started. Thought we were going to see a good one.
I did too.
And that should be the last play of the half. But Dighton-Rehobeth has called timeout again with 2 seconds remaining.
My guess is that he didn't like something to happen, and now he's just calling timeouts.
Well, was he upset by the fact that Feehan didn't punt on 4th and 1?
You can't be upset about that. You got a team playing on Saturday. They got to keep revving the engine.
Well, that being said, Steve, Kurt Smith is in an enviable position because the turnaround is so short for these teams. He's going to be able to rest his starters the entire second half if he wants to.
There's a number of kids right there that were in the game that weren't starters.
42-7. Feehan leads Dighton-Rehobeth. Back with comments from Steve and more after this.
North Attleboro High School alumni. Ever wish you could see your high school graduation once again? North TV, in conjunction with North Attleboro High School, is happy to present Education Channel Flashback. Graduations, theater performances, and special events from decades past. Resurrected and aired on North TV's Education Channel. These programs were originally recorded by North Attleboro High School's video production students and staff and are brought to you by North TV's Education Channel, Comcast Channel 9, and Verizon Channel 22. North TV, bringing the community into your home.
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
42-7, the Shamrock Band across the way as the Dighton-Rehobeth Band, almost with identical uniforms, ready to perform during the half. The scoring in this one, well, it was all Dighton-Rehobeth, at least for one play. 70-yard run, denied up the middle. Mike Mello kicked it to the outside, shocked everyone. Racing the distance, the PAT made it 7-0. But Feehan at that point just got angry. Tying it within a minute at 7-7, Nick Romero, the 1-yard quarterback sneak. And then from 8 yards, Matt Allen, the first of many TDs he would score in the half. 14-7, Feehan on top. Shamrocks' next possession, now in the second quarter. It's Allen again, 39 yards, and the Shamrocks led 21-7. 53-yarder coming up. It's Allen again. I mean, that's a touchdown in touch football, flag football, you name it. 28-7, Feehan on top. Now starting to spread the wealth, Isaiah Douglas faked left side, right side, nice cut, broke a tackle at the 40, and then coasted into the end zone, 35-7, and then one more before the half. It was Matt Pisano for the Shamrocks, 42-7. Steve, not much to say. Very impressive performance by the Shamrocks, disappointing from DR.
Yeah, disappointing, but you got to give Feehan an ultimate amount of credit. Bouncing back after the first early deficit, 42 unanswered points, made it look easy, but there's a lot of hard work going on and a lot of good playing by the Shamrocks.
The rights to this telecast granted through the by the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association, the governing body of high school athletics here in the state of Massachusetts. Super Bowl Saturday, Gillette Stadium. Feehan, good chance they'll be there. We'll be there as well, and we'll also be back with third quarter action after this.
Senior Beat, the monthly program that spotlights our community's senior citizens and the issues that are important to them. Join Pam Hunt, Executive Director of the North Attleboro Council on Aging, as she explores topics vital to the health and happiness of this great generation. Special guests, info on upcoming events, and front row access to programs put on by the Senior Center make this a show you can't afford to miss. Senior Beat, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on North TV's Community Channel, Comcast Channel 15, and Verizon Channel 24.
To the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, the USO is home. The USO depends on the generosity of the American people. Donate today at USO.org.
If you were to look up the term adding insult to injury, this would be it. Leading 42-7. Feehan will get the football to start out second half play, and they will come up with excellent field position at the 44-yard line. Steve, I feel like I'm inside a snow globe.
Yeah, we mentioned it might get to a point because of the temperatures dropping that drizzly rain will turn into snow, and we've arrived to the snow portion of our evening.
I believe that was Michael Gallagher. Not my brother-in-law, Mike Gallagher, but Michael Gallagher, the junior for the Bishop Feehan Shamrocks. Shamrocks, first down, handoff to Glebus, met at the line of scrimmage, but still picks up 5 yards on the play, second down and 5. Steve, look at the size of some of these flakes.
Can I put my defroster on in the car?
Do you have an automatic starter? I mean, look at that. It's like we're inside a snow globe.
Yeah, this is fun. Nice. Just don't look down on your screen. It looks like a nice football game.
Yeah, take away that score, and people tuning in might watch for a while. Levis falls forward for 4 yards. So a 3rd down and a yard for the Shamrocks with 9:05 left. And Lauren Carpenter did check with the officials, and apparently against the rules to have a running clock.
To get one start at halftime from Peter Govis, and it was Matt Allen, 10 carries, 184 yards unofficially. Go along with what, 3 touchdowns, Peter?
At least. Shamrocks pick up the first down. It's Pisano down to the 42-yard line.
The Shamrocks have done a nice job attacking that left side of the line of scrimmage. Just really, it's not so, I mean, they're being aggressive at the point of attack, and obviously the offensive line has a lot to do with that, being physical play, but they're taking good angles and getting their bodies across, their helmets across, giving just enough room for these running backs to scoot through the hole, and always picking up positive yards. I think we've only had 1 negative play offensively for the Shamrocks, and that was Milo coming up in the 2nd quarter.
Allen will pick up 3 yards on the carry. So a 2nd down and 7 for Bishop Feehan.
2nd down, boy.
You know, this is certainly not an enjoyable game to coach if you're Dave Driscoll and the Dighton-Rehobeth Falcons. And also at this point doesn't become enjoyable for Kurt Smith. You're in a no-win situation right
Well,
here.
absolutely, too. And, you know, now you know you're going to be playing Saturday, so you want to get your kids in the game, keep them fresh, but also keep them healthy, too.
Pitch will come to Allen, stops on a dime. Look at Allen. Brought down, nice open field tackle by Kyle Rose for the Falcons.
Looked like
3rd down and 5, Steve.
Sorry, it looked like Allen when he comes back towards the screen here. Looked like he's tacking on a sailboat, in and out, and in and out, kind of turning Milo, and then Rose just takes him down. When you're a defender, you got to come up and attack the ball, attack the defender, attack the offensive player, sorry.
So 3rd down and long for the Shamrocks. 3rd down and 5, which is 3rd and long. Compared to what they've had during the evening, that's 3rd and long. Douglas on the carry. Douglas driving forward has the first down all the way down to the 29-yard line. So Feehan moving the chains. And one thing you will see is the officials will not wait long to start the clock up again. Steve, these are some of the biggest snowflakes I've seen.
I feel like we're in the North Pole. I was just watching Arthur Christmas the other day with my daughter, and kind of looks like this, except that was animation. This is real life.
Thankfully not sticking. Pisano on the carry. Penalty marker down. Pisano is going to go into the end zone, but it's not going to count. Don't put the points up yet. A holding penalty, I believe, will be called on the Shamrocks. Flag down at the 27-yard line. Spot foul will bring it back to the 37-yard line. So Feehan will have a 1st down and 17 coming up.
Kind of a mock clap for the DR fans over here. Pisano doing a good job running the ball, though. Just good shifty moves, straight arm, knocks Rose off and shoots into the end zone. Would have been his 2nd touchdown of the game, but coming back.
Well, apparently they did not call it as a spot foul. So it's a 1st down and 20. They marked it from the line of scrimmage, which should only be the case if it occurred either at the line of scrimmage or in the backfield. Perhaps the official just could not throw the flag that far. Handoff to Glebus. Glebus will get down to the 32-yard line. So a 2nd down and 12 coming up for the Shamrocks with 5:25 left. Steve, I've certainly called a number of playoff games over the years. I've seen them now that the Kraft family and Kraft Productions televises them. I've seen games in the 40s. I can't remember a team scoring 50 or more points in a playoff game, but we might see that tonight.
Yeah, this offense, the way they've performed tonight.
Glebus down to the 22-yard line, call it the 23. So a 3rd down and 3 coming up for Bishop Feehan.
Attacking the line of scrimmage. Glebus does a good job. Just good tackle there at the end, but 7-8 yards downfield. Shamrock's play is not going down on the initial contact, always bumping off and shooting for the extra yardage.
Jason Arundale is on the sidelines. We'll be going down to him shortly. First, a 1st down for Matt Glebus down to the 17-yard line. Jason, how's it feel to be in a snow globe? His microphone's not on, so there he goes. Sorry about that. These rookie announcers, Steve. We'll go down to Jason after this next play, unless it's a scoring play, which could possibly be the case. Feehan lines up, straight T formation behind Nick Romero. Handoff to Pisano, and I said it could be a scoring play, and it was. Unbelievable.
17 yards out.
7.
17 yards out, Peter.
Matthew Pisano with the score for Bishop Feehan.
So we'll go down to Jason after the PAT, after we take another look at the touchdown. I would think it has to be a demoralized Dighton-Rehobeth sideline. As you can see, the PAT good. Another look at the touchdown. And Steve, once he got through the line of scrimmage, it was clear sailing.
Yeah.
Jason, what's it like down there?
Well, it's actually fantastic down here, Peter. The snow just keeps getting heavier and heavier as this game moves on. It can't be fun for Dighton-Rehobeth, obviously, like you said. But one thing I will tell you is Feehan is running the ball very hard, even into the 3rd quarter in a 49-7 game. It's going to be tough for either Lynnfield or Amesbury, whoever they play on Saturday, to stop this Feehan rush attack.
Yeah, good point. I'll tell you, if you are a scout from one of those two teams, you're thinking to yourself, oh my goodness.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about the 3-headed monster in the beginning with Allen and Glebus and Douglas. We've seen Romero chip in. Pisano has a few touchdowns, a couple of big runs. Very deep, very effective running game. And again, got to give credit to that offensive line. Cuddy, Barth, Beisner, Martin, tight end Forget, and Connor Payne, the right guard.
Brendan Mulligan kicking off for the Shamrocks.
Sorry, left guard, sorry.
And Mulligan in on the tackle. So the backup kicker, a junior, also a backup quarterback at 5'6", 136, not only kicking off but making the tackle. So Bishop Feehan, Steve, will play 8 o'clock or sometime thereafter at Gillette Stadium Saturday night against Lynnfield or Amesbury. Actually, that game is over. I wonder who won. Lynnfield, the Pioneers. Amesbury, Steve. Here goes a long run, and once again, it is Mike Mello. Mello, as you said, Steve, 145 pounds soaking wet. But boy, capable of breaking one at any time.
Absolutely, and over 100 yards for the game and showing the effectiveness, scooting around the corner. Good balance, Good drive, picking up the extra yards.
Amesbury, one of my favorite high school nicknames. You know what it is?
Amesbury. I don't know.
Now, keep in mind, this is a public school. They are the Fighting Saints.
Really?
Yeah.
Number 50, Mark Cuddy, leading a group of CNY
Fighting Saints of Amesbury.
Now, the public address announcer just said the tackle was by Mark Cuddy. I think he means Seamus Cuddy. Well, you know, if the Shamrocks are sneaking guys like Mark Cuddy onto the line, no wonder they're dominating. Mark.
The Cuddies are playing good up front this evening for the Shamrocks.
Let's sneak Seamus's dad into the game, see if anyone notices. Quarterback pounded on that pass. Taking a huge hit was Nathan Kowalski. The big play defensively by Douglas. But watch the hit here. Delivered by, I believe it was 72, Mitchell Martin. And then broken up by Douglas. Great camera work by George Wright.
Nice defensive play by Isaiah Douglas. Really the leader of that defensive backfield for the Shamrocks. Always around the ball. Very active.
3rd down and 10 for the Falcons with 2:20 left here in the third. Play action. They set up a screen, broken up. Nice play defensively by Zach Forget. Where were we? And the public address announcer said Zach Forget.
Zach Forget. It's my mother's maiden name, Forget. Forget.
Lynnfield Pioneers defeated the Amesbury Fighting Saints. Do we have a score? (35-14). Lynnfield the winner over Amesbury. Pass downfield, interference. Oh, I thought that one was going to be called. Certainly when you're a defender up 49-7. If I had been wearing a striped shirt, Steve.
Oh yeah, that was clearly pass interference by Agnello.
And on 4th down, the Falcons will turn the ball over on downs. And a new quarterback now for the Bishop Feehan Shamrocks. And you talk about a chance to give your underclassmen some experience, and not that Jesser is an underclassman, he's a senior. But if Romero were to go down for a few plays on Saturday, Jesser already has some experience in this playoff. Carry by Mike Gallagher. On the stop, Riley McDonald for Dighton-Rehobeth. 2nd down and 6 with 1:38 left.
Yeah, complete new offense here for the Shamrocks. All new plays.
Split end near side is Peter Hamill. Peter is a 5'10" senior. On the carry again is Gallagher. One of his blockers up front, CJ Panciaco, a 165-pound sophomore. Tight end is Joseph Garrity, a 6'1", 172 senior. I thought I saw number 73, Christopher Hart, in the game. If that's the case, he's a 6'3", 182-pound junior. Well, he is, whether he's in the game or not. I believe he is in the game. I've been wrong before. Yes, he is. Also into the game for the Shamrocks, Andrew Marcotte, a 5'8", 185-pound junior. Nathan Lynch, a 6', 175-pound senior. Number 68, I mentioned, is Panciaco. Pansiaco. I got it right the first time, butchered it the second time. Like a barber I used to go to when my mom would send me down with a few dollars and then come back. Wasn't short enough. She would force me to go back. Oh, traumatized. That's the end of third quarter play. I'm now talking about haircuts as a kid in this blowout.
That was a fun story, Peter.
10 minutes left. Feehan comfortably in control.
Inside Look with Megan Miller gives you a behind-the-scenes look at community events, our schools, local sports, town organizations, and a variety of other topics that impact the North Attleboro community. Watch Inside Look Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on North TV's Community Channel, Comcast Channel 15, and Verizon Channel 24. North TV, bringing the community into your home.
Is that the
Start of fourth quarter play. We missed the PSA about the tornado. Dighton-Rehobeth feels as if they've been hit by one this evening. The Shamrocks have had their way with the Falcons. And Feehan with a 4th down and 1 at their own 43-yard line will punt the football away. And I believe it's Jesser who is the backup. No, it's not. Number 10, excuse me, Brendan Mulligan. Mulligan loses the football, and Brendan would like a mulligan on that one.
I knew that was coming.
It's about the only thing that's gone wrong for the Shamrocks tonight.
That's not a good feeling when that happens, but Brendan Mulligan able to get down on the ground, secure the ball.
And the interesting thing, Steve, was that Feehan did not, or excuse me, Dighton-Rehobeth was not trying to block that punt. If he had simply picked up the ball and punted it, he would have had time.
Bishop Feehan with their starting defense into the game.
Certainly hope one of them doesn't get hurt at this point of the game. There's a fumble, and the Feehan defense comes up with the turnover. And let's see if we can who delivered the big hit. Tough to tell. I know number 44 was in there, Benjamin Kenny. And another shot for Matt Jesser and the Shamrock offense. Here's another look. You'll see 44, I think, may have forced the fumble. Fumble on the snap, and Feehan able to get it back. Well, this wasn't a pretty game to begin with, but the last 3 plays have been absolutely ugly.
They're coming out of the chute without the ball.
Well, apparently the center didn't realize that Jesser was under center and thought he was back in the shotgun the way that one was fired back. Matt Pisano lined up as the tailback in the I formation, takes the handoff, takes a hit at the line of scrimmage, still able to squeeze out a yard. So 3rd down and 9 coming up for the Shamrocks. Just noticing, Steve, Feehan has the gold stripe along the side of their shirts. Matches the pants.
That's
Very
new.
stylish.
It's new.
I don't remember that. It's all that money I donated.
Thanks, Peter.
Actually, the money I donated paid for the number 1 on the front of that jersey.
Not much going there in the middle. DR kind of turning the tables on the second team of the Shamrocks offense here. Costa deep for DR. Along with Mello.
So Mulligan gets the second chance. Tees it up. And gets a great roll. Isaiah Douglas will down it at the 43-yard line.
Ball past the 33-yard line. Will be Dighton-Rehobeth ball.
What a night.
First down and 10.
A little bit more enjoyable on the fan sideline when you're in a 42-point lead. So the games at Gillette, Peter, they usually run, I know that as well as it's a nice job they do moving the games along. They run behind 20 minutes, half an hour?
It all depends. They are much better at keeping the games on schedule than they were the first year. The year that, was it Nick Schwieger? And the Shamrocks upset Walpole.
Yep.
Feehan's game was scheduled to start at 8. I think it started about 9:15. We got out of there at almost midnight. But they have since added a cushion in between some of the game times. So they'll start games 2 hours apart, but every third game they'll give like 2 hours and 15 minutes or 2.5 hours.
Third down.
Third and 7. Jump ball. And unable to come up with the catch was Paul Costa. And it looked like Costa pushed away from Isaiah Douglas, not called.
Creating some space. Just kind of got tangled up, spinning around, lost sight of the ball.
.6:21 left. We have one more report from Jason Arundel. That punt will go off the side of the foot of Riley McDonald, and Feehan will come away with good field position. Actually, McDonald got away with a good bounce there. Let's head down to Jason Arundel for the last time. Jason?
Thanks, Peter. I was just over at the Shamrock sidelines, and I got to tell you, a majority of the Bishop Feehan faithful is still in attendance. There was the players are being very congratulatory to each other, playing with people in the stands. It's just been a lot of fun over on the Bishop Feehan sidelines. I can't say the same for the DR sidelines. Although one thing that is that struck me was that Costa definitely, Costa smacked number 12 on the back here for Bishop Feehan. Some good sportsmanship going on by the Falcons.
Yeah, very easy to lose your cool in a game like this. Steve, I knew you as a youngster. You would have had a tough time maintaining your composure.
That was Jason Arundel put the ball on the tee for you there, huh? With that comment?
I would have been the same way.
I know. Yeah, no, you just play with a little edge, you know? Play with a little edge, but both these teams showing a lot of sportsmanship tonight, even with the lopsided score.
Second down and 8 for the Shamrocks with 5:37 left. Handoff. Almost looked like the Shamrocks were in danger of losing that football, but able to carry it through the line of scrimmage was Andrew Marcotte. Picked up quite a few yards on the play, and Feehan with a 3rd down and 4 with 5:15 left.
Yeah, it looked like number 68 almost took a handoff right there for the Shamrocks.
Well, not that the working conditions are bad here at Tiger Alexo Stadium, but they will be much better on Saturday.
Ooh,
there's heat. There's heat in those press boxes.
What time do the fillets get out, Peter?
Time to the what?
Fillets? Is it prime rib or fillet? I can't remember.
I think it's, let's see, I think I read it. It is filet.
Is it fillet?
Yeah. And baked stuffed shrimp. Yep. Bob Kraft trying to win me over. He found the way to do it. Through my stomach. 4th down and 1. I do think the limousine service home is a little too much.
It is too much, but we appreciate it. It's a nice gesture.
Shamrocks will punt it away. Mulligan. Low kick.
Effective, though.
Yeah. Difficult to return. So with 4:01 left, Dighton-Rehobeth will get the ball most likely for the last time.
Dighton-Rehobeth will take over with 4 minutes remaining in this evening's contest.
The 12th man, the student section at Bishop Feehan. They're certainly enjoying themselves. Now in at QB, Cameron Card, I believe it is. 6 foot 1 inch, 175-pound junior. I hate when they put 2012, 2013, 2014. So then they have to do the math.
Yeah.
Which I'm good at math. The problem is, okay, it's the 2012-13 season. That's where it gets complicated. Yeah. 2nd down and 10. Clock running with 3:25 left. Mello, I believe that is on the carry. Nope, wasn't Mello. Looked a lot like Mello. Marty Parker, who is also at 145, but an inch taller, and both with a 0 as the last number. So you can see how I could make that mistake. 3rd down and 3. And Steve, I mentioned it early in the 3rd quarter, but we're not going to see a score in the 50s.
No, it's kind of been an uneventful second half, but both coaches doing what they need to do to keep this clock going. And 2 experienced coaches on the sideline, cooler heads prevail, and you just play football, and if you score, you score, but get as many plays on the field as you can.
Back deep for the Shamrocks, Alex Richardson, a 6 foot, 157-pound sophomore. Line drive kick that Richardson will let go. It will roll out of bounds at the 32-yard line with 2:01 left.
Ball rolls out at the 32-yard line. 2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining in tonight's playoff matchup.
So 2:01 left. Feehan will need 1 first down to seal this one. Fumble on the snap.
I think the quarterback there got his hands out of there a little too quick. Nathan Lynch into the game. Senior, 6 foot, 175.
.120 left. Nathan Lynch will lose a few yards on the play. It'll be a 3rd down and 12 coming up.
play coming up for Bishop Feehan, and we're under a minute at Tiger-Rehobeth Stadium.
So this will be the last play of this one. And the Bishop Feehan Shamrocks will advance to take on the Lynnfield Pioneers. Saturday, an 8 o'clock start at Gillette Stadium. Jason Arundale, one more report from you. Your final thoughts, and then we'll get final thoughts from Steve, and then we're out of here. Jason?
Yeah, Peter, Coach Dave Driscoll said before the week started that this Bishop Feehan team was going to be the toughest team they played all season, and today we could figure out why. Bishop Feehan, they're set up great for Saturday, and I look forward to seeing them play well.
Thank you, Jason. Good job tonight. Steve, your final thoughts?
Yeah, just too athletic, ready to play. Offensive line dominated, and the running backs did the rest. Well done by the Shamrocks. Great season for DR, though. Just ran into a buzzsaw tonight into the Shamrocks.
They certainly did. The producer and director of North TV Sports, Chris Miller. Lauren Carpenter on replay. Megan Miller on graphics. Cameras, game camera, Michelle Lucier. The tight shot camera, George Wright. Handheld camera, Jeff Carr. Sideline reporter, Jason Arundale. Color commentator, Steve Houle. I'm Peter Gay. The final, 49-7. Feehan advances to the Division IIIA Super Bowl game Saturday at Gillette Stadium. Best of luck to Kurt Smith and the Shamrocks. Good night, everyone.